Ave Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to the apostles, "Who among you would say to your servant, who has just come in from plowing or tending sheep in the field, 'Come here immediately and take your place at table'? Would he not rather say to him, 'Prepare something for me to eat'? Put on your apron and wait on me while I eat and drink. You may eat and drink when I am finished." Is he grateful that the servant, because he did what was commanded? Should it not be so with you? When you have done all you have been commanded, say, "We are unprofitable servants. We have done what we were obliged to do." The Gospel of the Lord. I was watching the Tampa Bay football game yesterday. Today's Sunday. And I was sad that the Rams lost. But one of the things that I was recalling this morning is the linemen on a football team, they're the most under-acclaimed. They do the dirty work in the trenches, and they make the quarterback and all the running backs, they make them look really good if they're doing their job. And of course, they're the ones to be mostly criticized when the quarterbacks can't seem to find his good day. At the end of the day, though, they get a paycheck like everybody else, and their job is to do what they were told to do, to run plays properly. In a sense, they're unheralded, but yet they're rewarded just the same. This is what God calls us to be. Our duty is to be good and faithful Catholics. That's our duty. To love the Lord your God and your neighbor as yourself. That's the golden rule. To be sensitive to the 10 Commandments and carry them out in our life with integrity. To be faithful to the sacraments. To go to Mass. These are the things that we're expected to do. Not in servitude, but out of a love for God. And in a sense, when you compare the magnitude of God and who he is, and who we are, yet made in his image, in a sense we can live what Jesus points out here. We're just your servants, Lord, happy to serve, happy to be at your disposal. And so we do what we do as good and faithful Catholics. St. Paul, in his letter to Titus, makes it a little more graphic. He says, control yourself. We live in an age that has no sense of self-control. Control yourself, showing yourself a model of good in every respect. This is what is expected of all of us, to be reflections of the holiness of God as best as we can, as a model of good in every respect, with integrity in your teaching. Father, I'm not a teacher. Yes, you are. Every single one of us, by living a good Catholic life, teaches the world where the way of truth for life is being exemplified. We become living, iconic teachers just by living a Catholic life. There are many, many saints that go unheralded because they were just ordinary folk who just did their faith in a proper and reverent way, and it affected other people around them. Mostly fathers and mothers who do this and reflect it to their own children. Honesty and loyalty to our Christian moral code. This is what is normal for us, and it reflects the glory of God, and he is pleased that we offer him such glory. I'm just trying to be a good Catholic. If we can accept that position, teaching by living integrity. As I was reflecting on this, I had a vision of a rugby scrum. If you don't know what that is, it's the conflict in the middle of a rugby game between the two teams. Rugby has to be one of the most rough and hard-hitting sports I've ever witnessed. When I was in the seminary, we were connected to a Catholic school that had an extreme emphasis on athletics. And so we associated a lot with the college students. There were 3 guys in our seminary who did not use their college eligibility for sports, so they were able to get onto the rugby team. Imagine 3 seminarians on a rugby team. They were all part of the 300 club. In other words, these guys all bench pressed 300 pounds. They were the most skilled and brutal on the team, and the college co-eds looked up to them. Because this is what I heard from some of the college students. There's no difference between the way he is in the sanctuary or the field. For the team, there was prayer always, before the games and after the games, because of these guys. The swearing was minimum. Sometimes in the heat of battle, a few things slipped out, but they themselves modeled what it was not to use improper language. They were sought by the college co-eds for advice and counsel, even in their young age, you could say, in discerning their vocation. They were looked upon with great respect, and they became a great image of what seminarians should be for all the guys who were in the house. These guys were older than me, and we were looking up to them. The young guys were looking up to them as what it was to be a priest. This is the kind of example that should be sent by all of us. When you have done all you have been commanded, say we are simply servants, and we have done what we were obliged to do, unprofitable servants as we are. And so we fulfill what we are obliged to do as good and faithful Catholics. We let the world look on. Puzzled or angry, we remain the same.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit,